All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teach his word on true faith and sincerity. And today I just want to title this lesson, Esau's blessing is a curse. And the blessing that was given unto him is the sword. That is what this man is known for. His military might, the gun, tanks, and even the missiles. He's the source, which the Lord gave him the spirit and the information to create those things. Talking about the weapon of mass destruction. Esau, he is the weapon of mass destruction because look what he have produced. But now, as this man was able to conquer and take all these resources through the sword, this is what's going to take him out. This is the only way this man can proceed with anything is through violence. But this is how he's going to be taken out. He's going to be taken out by the way of violence. So I got this article from The Hill, and it reads, automatic registration for U.S. military draft to begin in December. So it's not a suggestion no more. I believe it was after the Vietnam War, it ultimately became voluntary. But now they finna come back with the automatic registration for the draft. So you ain't they gonna sign up for you. And we in the time of war. That's not going away. That's why this is a thing. Let's see, really ain't even gotta read into it because the title says it all. Let's show you that this devil is about to get to it, even with this ceasefire. Like these devils trying to really come up with some peace talks. No, these niggas really reloading, man. But at the end of the day, this man, his blessing is gonna be a curse unto him. So matter of fact, let's start off with this in the book of Genesis 27. Genesis chapter 27 and verse 40, it reads, and by thy sword, matter of fact, I started 38. It reads, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, O my father? Bless me, even me, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So that bitter cry, he's crying for a blessing because ultimately the nigga sold his birthright. He didn't see it as profitable unto him. But now when it's time for the blessing to be dished out, now he want to cry. And this is what he's doing. He's crying out because he's being rejected. That's why this nigga doing everything under the sun to keep his head above water. They try to come up with a campaign to expand or get certain resources. No, this is really an act of desperation. This nigga's a wounded animal. And there's nothing more dangerous than an animal that's wounded, that's backed into a corner. That's this devil, man. It says, and Isaac, his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live. I said, by thy sword shalt thou live. So this is how this man was able to conquer, prosper, But scriptures, another definition for this word live, it says to remain alive or to sustain life. So this is the only way he can keep this nigga. The only way this nigga can keep going, as I said, keep his head above water or continue, is through violence. Even under the banner of health, when you sick and he got to, so-called heal you, operation, this nigga got to cut you open, man. So that's on all levels. This how he get down, and that's how ultimately that sword, that blessing of the sword, is going to lead to his detriment. It says, "And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." So let's get this in the book of the Revelation, the 6th chapter. Revelation 6:4, it reads, "And there went out another horse that was red." And who was that? That power that went forth. Esau, man. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. See? So it said the power was given unto him to take peace from the earth. Who gave him the power? Yahweh Shai. The Lord is the one that raised this man up to become this superpower in the earth. It's the Edomite themselves from you got the West America. Got its influence throughout the earth. And then you got Russia that has its certain influence. The tiny hats, they own every goddamn thing. So this nigga, he's the one that's in power. And by him being in power, look at the results. It's nothing but war. And you can say that has been always the case, since the beginning. Always been wars and famines and these certain things, but not at this high rate. Not with this technology. You got drones and mechanical beasts, these certain military vehicles, and you got sound weapons and lasers. It's talking about now, man. It says, and that they should kill one another. Yeah, and that's where you had those world wars. Because all those world wars was Edom versus Edom. World War I, Edom versus Edom. World War II, Edom versus Edom. And even World War III, you want to look at the main event of the card, so to speak, is the Americans and the Russians. Yeah, they have their proxies, but what's the main event? America versus Russia, and that's the Edom versus Edom, man. That's why the scripture speaks on in Revelation 13 chapter how the feet of that beast is the bear. That's going to be the end. That's going to end the Edomite power structure, man. Through the Russians. Because it's not like they're going to be up next. No, them niggas going down as well. It says, and power was given unto him to set down to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. See? Who else was given that sword? As we read in Genesis 27, Esau. And it said a great sword because now that sword is in its perfection, is at its height, is at its, that word great, one of the definition is the highest degree. So sling stone from the ancient world, King David had a sling stone. Or even back there, a blunt weapon. Some can't use a blunt object to now you got nuclear missiles. Only thing you gotta do is just verify that's you. And it's because there's already an address and you gotta type in an address or nothing like that. It already is built with an address on it. So he was given that blessing of the even when you go into read concerning the four beasts in Daniel the seventh chapter, the Roman Empire, this is Rome revived, and that beast, one of the characteristics that stuck out with the beast, that fourth beast was that great iron teeth, man. His military might. So let's show you that's Esau and that blessing. And now he got it in its perfection. Now that's why you got missiles, man. But this is what that sword right there was gonna take him out as well. Because World War III is biblical. This is all part of the script, and the Lord had the right character to bring forth that work, man. Talk about Lord, he created the smith. You got these Edomite scientists you got literally a man named Abraham Esau. That nigga could actually be, you know what I mean? Because I ain't know what's this man's name, Abraham. Come on, Esau. To Oppenheimer and these other scientists. He put the spirit on them to go to the atomic level and break, you know what I mean, and come across that information to bring forth that work, man. For this moment that we in now, for their destruction. That very thing, they break the glass in a sense, understanding the nuclear fission and fusion and all that shit. They thought they made a breakthrough. They thought they did something, not knowing that was really a countdown to their destruction. It's going to be to their detriment. This is Isaiah 9:5. For every battle, the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So that's how ancient wars were played out. You actually had to get up on your enemy and slay them. But now modern war is today's war is all summed up as a nuclear war. When World War III pops out, they might say ground troops, but ultimately the results of this great war is going to be those burning and fuel of fire, those missiles being shot off. And just as we read in Revelation 6, it said that they should kill one another, man. Because all these nations got the button. And even though this Esau's blessing, this is what's going to take them out. And this man, he think he's going to be able to add a cubit to his stature, add a second to his kingdom by just he's going to force his way through. He's going to make himself live. Like this devil, he try to go out in space. You're going to just, you're going to have a whole bunch of rockets and a whole bunch of fuel. You're just going to break through the Van Allen belt. That's the pride of these devils, man. But no, that's not the case. He's going to be stopped in his track. So matter of fact, let's end off on this in the book of Proverbs, chapter 26. In verse 27, it reads, "Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein." And that's what's going to happen, beginning with the bankers and the real leaders of this world, the powers that be, that tell Trump and these guys what to do and say. Their handlers and the bankers, they have created this system and they trying to bring forth this new system to have people in a perpetual subjection. But their plan is going to fail because after World War III, they're the one that's going to be in that pit. They're going to fall into the system in a sense. It says, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. So that's what he's known for. He's known for these airstrikes, and even concerning that, the missiles, the big bombs. A nigga dropped that atomic bomb. When you think about the Fabulous 50s, what kicked it off? What really kicked off the Fabulous 50s and had these Edomites feeling so safe and proud? When they had that when they dropped them bombs on them gooks, man. Fat Man and his Skitty Man. But guess what? What's going to bring forth the kingdom of heaven? Those nuclear missiles by the way of World War III, man. So yeah, Akim, I hope this will edify. I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Divine honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, the teachers were in all true faith and sincerity. Shalom.